Well, hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Feedback Friday Art Edition. I'm your host, Jacob. We're art streaming again, only 1 week later. All right. Hello, good morning. Yes, I actually wrote a description for my video today. So those who read it will know that today we are working on a new trap skin for the upcoming Halloween event. And wanted to create a new fun trap skin for the Boiling Cauldron Trap, which is kind of a main feature, or, well, an important trap for the event itself. And last year we didn't have any new fun costume to put on it, as it were. So I figure this year be kind of nice to like have a new design, and I don't know what in the world it's going to be. So I was hoping we'd take like a half day today, like make it a shorter stream where we're gonna just sketch up whatever ideas kind of come to mind for this, and see what we can do with that. So I do not have any kind of plans for what I would like to create. It is a kind of open forum to kind of suggest things, and I'll see what I can do. Try and sketch it together. See how this all goes. Let me put on a little time lapse so that we can kind of watch, you know, all that we attempted today. See how that goes. Hello, hello, good morning, welcome. I know it's a little early for Halloween stuff. It is August 1st, so yeah, just a bit. Um, but all the stuff that we need wrapped up for kind of like the next release art wise is kind of, nothing left to stream there. Um, and it's kind of like Halloween's the next thing on the docket that I can kind of pull up. So here we are. And I figured this kind of be a fun one. So, yeah. The last Halloween didn't feel that long ago. I don't disagree with you on that. Um, and I don't know. Unlike Christmas, let's say, where it's the moment Halloween ends, shops are like Christmas, Christmas. Like I much prefer the Halloween kind of aspect of holidays. I think it's a really fun one. So I don't mind starting this one this early. If I was starting Christmas, right now, I'd be like, oh man. Um, but yeah, like in terms of kind of like how much work there is, generally Great Winter Hunt takes a bit more. But yeah, we got some fun stuff for the spooky season this time. But yeah, let's see. Do we have any ideas around what we could do for the Boiling Cauldron? Something lightning or electric themed. Ooh, that could be fun. New Halloween trap or skin? It's a new skin for this Boiling Cauldron trap, is the plan. And in fact, we can look at kind of like other trap skins we've had for this in the past. Uh, I really like, we did this whole kind of like, classic monsters theme, which was incredible. I loved this set so much. But today there isn't really a concept, so I wanna have you all kind of like share just concepts, just throw stuff out there, and we'll kind of just explore it, see what sticks. It's today. I don't even expect to have like anything beyond just like, oh, I think I like that sketch. I'm not trying to like render out a finished piece. Today is more exploration for funsies with you all. Um, an orange plastic candy bucket. I mean, that is pretty darn classic, right? Like that makes sense as one that you would get. But do we? Okay, no, we have like an orange kind of like nice mocha mug, if you will. Um, and then yeah, like boiling a stew and creature from the Black Lagoon. But no pumpkin. We do have like other pumpkin trap skins naturally. There's like the Gordborg, or no, that's a mouse. Um, but I know that I did some squash themed things, and I'm sure we have pumpkins specifically. I'm gonna widen those out a bit. Jack-o'-lantern shaped bucket. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean it totally. We that would make sense if it has like a jack-o'-lantern face on it, right? Make it a little sinister looking, kind of like a wide, thin smile. And yeah, I think it makes sense to kind of make it Halloween, vibes, but I'm not going to lock us in on that during the concepting. So if we're kind of like, I don't know, try this or that, we can definitely look around at kind of, today's just hang out, let's scribble stuff and have some fun with that. So yeah, like maybe this has like candies and stuff kind of popping out of it. Who knows? So that could be an idea. And it could have like creepy, kind of like eerie, but maybe fall themed colors of magic kind of floating it along, or little kind of motes of fire or willow wisps. Who knows? Could have fun with it. Um, Creepy Terminator like robot, like T1000 kind of, but like just the robot, no skin. And kind of creepy cute. I don't know if this will be creepy cute, but and it's like the top of its head is open because it's like being operated on or something. Operated on. Being modified. Maybe the top cap of the skull is lifted up and there's like circuitry being worked on. Hmm. Let's see. Candy spewing forth from it would be good. Or are you saying it's like spitting candy? Just like a volcano of candy coming out of this. Maybe like the magic gust is like candy. The candy winds. I did this all on the wrong layer. Boop. Boop. Merge that down. Deselect. Okay. A volcano? But like, would it be like a volcano of candy? With like a face in the mountain? Ooh. Yeah, and it's just blasting candy. Bonbon-cano. A little mountain dressed up as a ghost that just erupted. Creepy clown face. I'm just gonna pass on creepy clown face. Clowns are just. I am not into that. Okay, let's try it. I really don't want to illustrate this one. The nose. Like, I think it's important to have the open kind of lid. Yeah, there you go. I sketched it. I hate it. Sorry, I'm not trying to poop on your idea, but like everyone who knows me is like, yes, that man does not enjoy clowns. Terrifying, terrifying clowns. Um, Monkey brains. Oh, with like a skull and there's brains in there. Hmm. Candy corn teeth. Oh, like with this thing. Oh no, a robot made of candy. Horrifying. So creepy. To be fair, I like look over at chat and it's probably all out of context. Like someone might be maybe sharing candy corn teeth for like a different scribble. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. Mmm. Adding like a nice creepy gate in the front of this trap. I'm gonna make it shorter to kind of like make it even more of a welcoming environment for the mouse. Fair point. Fair point. I mean, it could be like kind of like a creepy haunted house thing going on, right? Yeah, skulls around the cauldron. Ooh, oh, that's horrifying. Okay, so like creepy spider legs. Now, I mean, we definitely would achieve. Yeah, this is gross, and it's too creepy for a lot of people if we do this one. That's horrible. Just candy corn teeth on something. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. A cheese fondue set. Now that's pleasant. I mean, oh, actually, okay, so let's just go here. If it was like kind of welcoming looking, very like, ooh, this looks delicious, like a nice melty cheese fondue, but then it's got all the like the set like place settings to make it like Halloween and fun and kind of so like if you have friends dinner guests over for Halloween for a little event you're hosting and you're like, all right, we got a little cheese fondue thing going on, but like, oh, it's in a witch's cauldron, that's cute, and there's gonna be you know um, instead of like just the regular cheese fork, it's little like devil forks, and there's just like ghosts hanging on strings around it, and yeah, we added kind of like little spider legs, but like maybe not as creepy as can be. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think it could be really fun if I like make it look nice and classy, right? Yeah, do that. I don't know. Just like make it, like a pretty well thought out kind of table setting, inviting but also spooky at the same time, that kind of thing. I don't know if the spider legs really instantly are like, nah, that's really, I don't want to dip, food into the like walking cauldron of boiling cheese. Um, Make it a chibi character with a cauldron on the oversized head, maybe a chibi layer costume. Oh, that's kind of fun. Uh, yeah, just like very cute. I haven't drawn like chibi style in a long time. Let's give it like, these will be the feet. And it's just kind of hanging out, being all like, "Aw, me." Now it's looking directly at us, apparently. Looks like Mr. Peanut or something going on here. There you go. It's handing you a skewer to jam delicious food items into its cheesy brain. I don't know what's going on today. Today is just gonna be chaos, right? Like, I think we're just gonna be scribbling weird ideas and trying to figure out like what it might be. Yeah, totally King Bomb from Super Mario. Have the cauldron as the skull with the lid off the head. Yeah, I mean, like, that definitely works, right? And I mean, we don't need to, like, keep the shape too closely to this, right? We can definitely kind of, you know... Okay, this might actually be good for the cheese cauldron, right? Like, using the teeth as kind of like the feet on it. I don't know, like, I feel like it's something that you'd find at like a Michael's or whatever, like, craft store. Okay, so we give it like, oh, creepy, it's the skull treatment. And then we give it a Larry mustache. No, not Larry. But I mean, it could just be that, you know, whoever is setting up this dinner event just had a nice fake mustache on hand, and they're like, oh, I'll just place it on this because it's cute and funny. But then Larry comes over for this like event and is like, what are you planning? Oh no. Yeah. Cheese glooping down its face. Not that it has a face. With like a fondue fork in it already. Yeah, make it like more comical as well. Cheese oozing out the eyes. Oh gosh. Bleh. There's a leak in your fondue pot, sir. I opened my balcony to enjoy the morning with a wash hanging out on the balcony with me and let in a fly, and that thing is not... is just a little pest. And normally Charlie will like go after them and like clap them out of the air, but she's just asleep on my lap right now. Totally doesn't even notice it buzzing above her head. Alright. So, really, not a very convincing skull at the moment, but just kind of like whipping up the idea. Get out of here. This thing is just like obsessed with the screen and like flying around my hand. Like, why? Why go find other things to fly at? Alright. Let's see. Droids with witch hats dressed in ghost costumes worshipping around the cauldron. Awesome. I like that. I'm gonna do that one too. Um, a candy skull. Ooh, like Day of the Dead. Dia de los Muertos. Um, mm-hmm. Might be a little grim, but maybe a zombie's head with brains spilling out, similar to a cauldron. I like it though. I think it can be done if it's like illustrated in like a very cute way, which is doable. Um, like I mean, I've definitely done like zombies with brains and stuff, so it's not like it hasn't happened in MouseHunt. I mean, have you seen Calamity Carl recently? Uh, yeah, skull could have cracks with goose flowing out. Let's see. Stream oozing out of nostrils to indicate hot liquid. Got a bit of a nose run there. Skeleton Larry. Just pooling there. Makes it even more creepy because it's just gross now. Mmm. That's so when you're dipping your fondue. Hot tip: the best cheese is the stuff that like flows out of the nostril because like it's at its perfect melted state right there near the bottom of the pot. So if you kind of like scoop around on the mustache and swipe off the mustache, you get like a perfect smear of cheese on this stale bread that we're using. And that's my like hot tip there for eating out of this cheesy skull. Uh, Yum. Draw droid holding on to the top side of the cauldron for its dear life. Maybe he's cooking up some new fabled recipe for Norm. Kind of just started drawing a droid on the side, but now he's just like fishing around. Like, what's happening, guys? I love it. Witch hat. I think they dropped their keys. Get rid of this bubble. Yeah, today is going to be a day where I don't even expect to have kind of like, this is the one. I'm kind of like, let's hang out and draw dumb ideas because it's fun and silly. Okay. And get like, do we get a foot up on the side? No. Nah. Hello. Okay. So that's a fun one. I like the gate too. We can do the gate on things. This one's weird, but also kind of cute. I suppose we can go around refining some of the ideas, see if any of them kind of like work better. Gotta get a little curl on the mustache tip, right? We got something a little more on the eerie side, especially this one. Like, we do have kind of like a theme right now, right? Where it's like skull. So I mean, I can definitely do a better skull. This is not a good skull. Uh, but yeah, this one was more like Terminator style, like making it kind of the robot being kind of being built maybe. Have wires coming off. One of the first ideas was something with electricity, lightning, that kind of thing. So I don't want to forget to try exploring that. I suppose this is, electricity, but I want more like kind of, you know, really like raw and kind of dangerous, like lightning striking something, or just an open kind of like arc, you know, very uh, Dr. Frankenstein kind of style. Alright, so got a horrible clown. We speak not of the clown, lest it try and find you and steal your soul. Um, it's not that. We got a sad volcano, ghost volcano, exploding candy eruption, I guess. Something like that. Um, what other costumes could we do? Like, what would be a good costume for a cauldron? If you were to go trick or treating with your best friend, Cauldron, and they were like, "Hey, I'm kind of struggling coming up with a costume. Can you help me out?" What would you what would you what would you suggest? They clearly did Ghost last year, so it's too obvious for them at this point. Um, a Frankenstein, a mummy. Oh, mummy. I like I like the like really just kind of like the iconic kind of costume concepts, and the idea of just like the cauldron itself kind of wrapped itself in like toilet paper to go out and get candy kind of idea. And like, what if the cauldron is like holding a candy bucket as well, right? And like doesn't even have a face. It's just, no, I'm Cauldron. How you doing? Bet you didn't recognize me. It's me, Cauldron. I know you thought I was a spooky, scary, like 3,000-year-old, um, like spittoon. Fooled ya. It's me, Cauldron. Now give me your candy. All right. It's got like the little kind of side handles would be its actual hands, right? And it's like holding another, like this one's where the actual candy bucket is. Pumpkin candy bucket. Let's shorten that. Spilling candy as they go. Totally oblivious, but having a good time, you know? It's always nice to have a fun excuse to go dress up and do something like trick or treating with your friends, There you go. Good job, Cauldron. Mm. I kind of like the idea of like some of the wraps like going right over the top of this and like getting gooey or something like that. The cauldron always has to be filled with a bubbling liquid or something like that. Can't be helped. That's just the nature of cauldron. Is Cauldron going to become like a canon character in MouseHunt? Hey, it's me, Cauldron. How you doing? Here, have an extra potion. Just helpful little guy. Okay, yeah, we need friends for Cauldron now. So obviously the droids hang out. Um, mm, Cold Run. Ah, could draw a droid like an Atlas giant carrying the cauldron. I like that, just a, like over the shoulder kind of thing. Um, dress up like a chicken. Ghost costume with the eyes out of alignment is also very good. So it would be funny if it would. Okay, so the ghost costume would be fun, and right now I really love that Frankenstein one. That's pretty cute. Um, so if it was like this ghost costume, right, and it's kind of like clearly off to the side. But what's really fun is we could have like the top section here have this kind of like green ooze glow coming out of it. Let's see, I'm gonna actually kind of drop some colors in here to show what I'm thinking. Yeah, so you can kind of like be like, oh, I know what's under that because the glow is kind of giving it away, if you will. I don't know. It seems like a fun enough idea. On a similar kind of scale of the Mummy, right? Where it's just kind of like the easy kind of whipped together costume. Okay, so there's that. At the same time, if we want to go with like a different one, which right now I'm still kind of thinking the mummy one is right now up at the top for me personally. Okay, we'll have a gate because they're like coming up to trick or treat at a house. But I also do like the kind of idea of like the the lopsided ghost. So if we had, okay, this is good. This is good. Okay, I think I know what I want to try out. So we have one of the droids trick or treating with Cauldron, right? Um, and they're wearing the lopsided ghost. They also only have one eye, so it would like make extra sense, right? If like the eye is like peering out of one of the holes, or it just like is completely covering our droid, and they can't actually see out of it, but we like see the glow in the sheet. So let's try that out. Have the and like you don't have your, I guess you have armholes potentially. And like I think it's like draped right over the antenna even. Now they look like a banana, which might be a good costume as well. Now that I think about it. Okay. I think suddenly they're gonna be a banana. Onward. Or it's an HB pencil. Might also be an HB pencil. A chicken banana. Might be right. Could have another droid up here riding on top of Cauldron as chicken. Hello, Ice Killer. Welcome. Welcome back. Make the Cauldron an upside down Larry's Knight helmet. Ooh, that's a neat idea too. Yeah, for anyone who's kind of like tuning in recently, basically today we're actually just exploring fun ideas for a trap skin. And right now we're trying out dressing up the cauldron, the Boiling Cauldron Trap, to make it go trick or treating with its buddies. So I don't know, this set powerful to me. I like it. But I'm gonna keep exploring other ideas too. So give it like, oh, Wash just kind of like bumped my chair with his tail. I was like, what? Okay, so it's got a beak up here, but like the bottom of the beak is down here, so it looks like it's just screaming all the time. The reality is it's doing the chicken dance all of the time. It looks like a bird nest now. Perfect. Yeah, this is a skin for like a trap skin. For the Boiling Cauldron Trap is the idea. Maybe it should be like looking at the cheese, like all gathered around it. Like it's some kind of weird ritual or something, but they're all in like ridiculous costumes together. That could be fun. Okay, so I really enjoy the trick or treating troop. That's very fun. Let's look at some other ideas. What else? So there was a suggestion for Larry's knight helmet upside down. Now, Larry's knight helmet is like such a simple kind of like helmet that it would, I mean, if you held it upside down and hoped to contain any kind of liquid in it, first of all, the feather, a powerful feather, will kind of want it to tip over, right? Big old curling feather. But also, it's going to hold like a soup worth of whatever you put into it, and the rest will spill out through the face hole. Now I could throw Larry's helmet on something too, because I mean that's how you trick or treat as Larry, the friendly knight. Get like a hat or a helmet like this with a big old feather and a big old fake mustache, and you're Larry, right? Okay, so I guess I'll try flipping it. Would it be like trying to balance? Like now it looks like a bell. It's very quickly gonna become like, what is it? I'm not certain. It looks like a bell. Okay, it might be a bell. Or like some kind of magical broom of some sort. I don't know. Like, so it's harder to recognize what this thing is without kind of like the right context, I would fear. So I don't know. I like the idea of using Larry's helmet though somehow. So I think I'll put that on a droid at some point because it's fun. All right, Larry mask. We do have the Larry mask, don't we? And then he's just carrying around a plate of Larry cookies, Larry's mustache cookies, with a mustache hair in every cookie. Yum. Larry sandwich somewhere in the background. Oh. Ice Killer. Jacob, can I suggest an art stream where you put a chrome hunter's horn for the next Ronza event, since the hunter's horn now have skins during seasonal events? Yes, absolutely. I can't believe we haven't actually kind of addressed that, because I've painted something like that and it hasn't. No, we have kind of like a silver looking horn for when you're doing tournament mode, which we don't really do so much because the systems are not ideal and we need to kind of like do things. But anyways, I would need to do a repaint anyways to do a proper chrome one that looks good, because that one's an old asset converted. Like, thank you for that suggestion. I'm gonna actually throw that into kind of like where we place feedback for the future, because I like that. I think that like all kind of like cool, fun, big events, I want to have like a unique looking horn for that to kind of like remind you, hey, you're in this event right now, and I think it's fun. So I'm gonna just thank you for that. Great suggestion. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Yeah, like we kind of did like a burst of, horns for different events and stuff like that, and then it's just kind of like, cool, we did them, and kind of just didn't think to have that as one of the things that we should consider. Um, like one of the things we do is we have like this internal um, system for tracking, kind of like you're assigned this project, etc. And one of the things when we like build a new kind of like release or an event or something like that, there's kind of automated uh, tasks where it's like, okay, make sure to update the map or like make sure to figure out what journal icons we need, like things that can be easy to kind of like not remember we have to do, or like let's take a look to see if we have to address it, like splash screens. We want to make sure like, oh, we have something. It's one that we made years ago that like works perfectly fine as a returning image, but we want to make sure, okay, we address this. So maybe I'll recommend like, hey, maybe like let's throw in one of those repeating tasks for, do we want to do anything fun with the hunter's horn? Although I think for the most part, like maybe just doing an audit of like each event, making sure we have something. If it's appropriate, then that might be the way to do it. Because I don't know about like mini events might be a bit much, but yeah, thank you for that. That's really solid. Totally can't believe we hadn't actually like thought of that already. So cool. Um, Using Larry's helmet as a cup. You know what? Make one. Tell me how that goes. I think it'd be really fun to have one actually in person. I don't think it'd be super effective though. Um, yeah. All right. How does hot liquid pouring out towards the cheese from the cauldron being tilted in the front look like? I mean, we'll definitely, yeah, like be able to kind of tip it forward and have goo spilling, but like, what one are we doing? We got like the old candy bucket. I guess that would be spilling candy. So not so much the hot, you know, liquid. If we want, hot gloopy liquid, there's like sad ghost volcano here. Um, Now has a little bit of Stardust Man, Dave Bowie, gonna look to it there. I don't know. Let's see. We got like tilted ghost here. Ooh, that's horrifying looking. Um, there we go. Tilted ghost. Not so much the liquid pouring out of that. It could be like a stream, kind of like bloop. But yeah. I need to keep an eye on some messages from my brother. All right, cool. Oh, I'm the ghost of Cauldron Past. Make sure to blow on the hot food item before putting it in your mouth, or you could get scalded. Ooh. Something like that. A laundry basket with smelly Halloween costumes. It's just like just a basket of like old years, like unwashed costumes piled up, and so horrifyingly full of evil that came to life. Evil smells. I don't think there's like a universal like laundry basket looking thing, is there? Like, I guess a container with lots of, you know, articles of clothing, obviously, should be pretty clear that it's a laundry basket. But then, like, yeah, making sure that you're like, oh, those are costumes in there. Don't put your magic wand in the laundry. You're crazy. Let's see, what else? Witch's hat. And then just like stinky lines and a fly buzzing around. And just like evil glow coming off of it. I don't know if this one's the right one. People will be all like, yeah, new trap skin for this trap. That's fun. And then they equip it and they're like, oh, gross. I'll go back to the tasty looking latte, thanks. Stinky laundry. Alright, let's see. A playground slide sticking out from the middle of the cauldron with liquid flowing towards the cheese. So it's like oozing the boiling liquid. Okay, here. The fly has returned because of stinky laundry drying, apparently. Alright. And I mean, if it's glowing and like super toasty looking, it's kind of cool. Ooh, I just thought of like I kind of like the idea of like vampire collar going on here. I don't know why, but the black with like the red trim on the inside. It's another classic. So the cauldron's dressed up as Dracula, but like cauldron doesn't have a face so much. I mean, maybe cauldron has a face here. All right, but it's like down in the middle. So it's coming up on 12 o'clock. We're gonna go until 1 o'clock, so we're gonna go for another hour, and then that's as far as we're gonna go today. I'll wrap up, but um, we're getting a lot of like really fun ideas, and I think what might be interesting is if we don't land on the one where it's like, oh, that's perfect, like no questions, we have to do that one. Um, if we don't end up doing that, I'm gonna kind of like come back to the art team on Tuesday because we're on holiday Monday, and be like, all right, here's all the ridiculous things we came up with. Let's decide what we want it to become, and so it can be a little bit of a fun surprise to see, what idea we take and where we take it. Um, I like... Again, like, I really think it is fun to have it dressed up for trick-or-treating. Like, that's kind of where my mind is at. I like the idea of it being in costume with its friends. They're just out for some tasty candy that is, oh no, spilling over its face. Boo. I suppose it should actually be filled with a red liquid if it's a vampire, huh? Blood. But it's just like poorly drawn on the side. A Reaper. No one suggested a Reaper, no. Could try that out. So we have kind of the cowl. The Reaper's hood kind of idea. Also a great classic. And then having like blue glowing kind of liquid in the cauldron. Gotta hold a scythe as well. Classic death. What is Cauldron's favorite candy? That's a great question. Might even be candied apples, if you ask me. Poison apple bobbing game. Horse caravan with free candy sign. A genie lamp with droid genie from the... Ooh, I like that. That's fun. The droid genie, like, kind of... Ooh. Swirling out from it. I think the Reaper cowl is a little bit tricky to kind of, like, make work with it being like, yeah, that's Cauldron. We know them. We love them. How you doing, bud? Are you here to take my mortal soul? And yeah, I think Cauldron is here to take our mortal souls, but it might be hard to kind of like make it clear what's going on. So a fun idea. We can dress something else up as a Reaper potentially. We do have like the Reaper droid guy. All right, so let's see. That is a droid genie coming out. Yeah, like a lamp. Okay, cool. I like that. Okay, so something like this can also have the crescent moon on it. But then yeah, the droid genie. Don't have as much room for this, but maybe it kind of swoops down and up. Kind of want it to be just given the thumbs up. But they don't have thumbs. Have a fun genie belt. Whee! Phenomenal cosmic power. Itty bitty living space. Alright. So that's kind of a fun idea. I do worry about kind of like the ability to fit things when I don't have it in this file, but there is on mobile specifically like a bar that goes here. So it'd kind of like really cut off part of the genie. We could maybe have the genie like swoop around to the front here. Something like that could work. But it's also maybe not as cauldron-y as the other ones. But a fun idea. I suppose the whole thing could kind of like sit on top of the trap instead, and it still is kind of like maybe clear enough that it, yeah, I think it would still resonate as, you know, oh, this is the cauldron, it's a trap skin on the cauldron. So that's not bad. I like it. It's fun. Ooh, what does it look like if the boiling cauldron exploded instead? Interesting. That'd be kind of cool. Like it's a freeze frame. Let's see if I copy this and paste it. Okay, and then flatten that. Okay, bring this up to the top. Oops. Okay. So I bring this up here. And just start grabbing chunks of it. Oops. There's a better way to have done this, but let's just go. We're just still in the kind of like exploration stage anyways, so. Oop. Okay. And this would be here a little bit. Tilt that forward a bit too. Okay. So then if I come in from behind here and just like fill this with the goo. With the goo. Um, okay, and then I guess I'll have a layer above to be the goo blasting out. I don't know. It's could be something here. It's a little tricky, but it's just like exploding. Right? And then if we get like some cool, let's try a add glow layer and just kind of use maybe a softer brush. There's definitely some kind of brew went horribly wrong. Something like that's kind of neat. Kapow. Or it's just like held together as this like sludge that overgrew its vessel and cracked it open, but now it's like, blah, blah, I'm here. So like if I put that in a folder and I duplicate it, and then I'll just hide this one and modify this one. So there's less of the kind of like shrapnel-y spray, right? And more just kind of like, it is alive. I'm here. Hello. So if it like has like gloop feet, right? You know, your usual gloop feet. Hello. She's waving to us right now. Very blubber of it. Oh yeah. This cauldron would burst through walls. So that's like a, you know, potential there. Could be fun. So yeah, just some slime creature that grew out of the cauldron. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Kind of like how cute it is. Just being a bit kind of lumpy, right? Cauldron with hot tar like in the olden days, top castle walls. Ooh. Make the cauldron a hot tub with a droid dressed as a shark or vampire chalice or goblet. Okay. Those are all great. I like them all. I like the hot tub idea, where they're hanging out in this hot tub and they're all in different costumes. So let's actually... Also, like, being a vampire goblet works too. Maybe. Or maybe it's distracting from the hot tub concept and they're just now a bunch of costume droids hanging out in a goblet of blood. We'll try the hot tub thing first. Let's try and focus it. I like the goblet though. Here, actually I'm gonna duplicate that so I can come back to it. But let's get a hot tub going. Now, naturally the magic cauldron, the boiling cauldron does just kind of float magically. So, you know, we don't want to break the core, you know, elements of this trap. So it is going to be a floating hot tub naturally. Yeah, it's got its little kind of like step ladder thing going on here to get into the hot tub. Let's raise that up here. And then have that kind of like hanging off the side a bit. Right? And just kind of dripping water off of it. And then inside here, gotta have our little droids hanging out. So we'll have 3 droids. Are they all tucked on one side? I suppose that there would be one here with like its arms kind of over the sides. It could actually be holding a goblet off the side. Okay. And it has like the popped vampire collar to like give a hint that it's dressed up as a Dracula. Okay, so let's try that. Is the cape draped over the side too to not get it all soggy? Alright. Gotta have a shark one. Shark one is honestly just like such a fun, cute idea. I have a shark costume for Wash and it's so cute. Dogs in costumes are just adorable. Got to be like the like soft and fluffy fabric, the like plump style, and it's just like, what are you doing in a hot tub wearing that? That's a terrible idea. It's gonna be so miserable in that costume later. The skull-like costume idea for the other droid. So like, okay, we got the droid here, right? And they're like waving to somebody over here, like, hey, we're over here, come join us. But like, how does the skull idea work on this one? Yeah, the very first trap you can get playing the game is a hot tub, potentially, for sure. And we can have like the water kind of like leaking off of this. Make sure it's clear that this is like full to the brim with water. But then I like that it's magically floating. It's fun. How do you climb in? You just gotta catch as it drifts by. The Larry droid. Do a Larry droid. I agree. Let's try a Larry droid. There was also the lopsided ghost that was really funny too. There's just too many good ideas is the problem. It's gonna be hard to decide. I'm gonna have to be like, all right, MouseHunt team, here's a bunch of pitches. You decide. Because well, I guess we actually still have 40 minutes, so got plenty of time to keep working on ideas. All right, so we need the mustache. I guess I'll actually drop the arm. The arm's kind of making it harder to fit stuff how I want it. Kind of want the mustache to like cover the eye a bit. Because it's got to be like insanely oversized mustache, I think. How else would you know? And the droid's pointing at something, I guess. Onward, hot tub. This way. jack-o'-lantern hot tub. Could be. I think making it just like straight up, this is just a floating hot tub is kind of funny to me. And just seeing that they're all in costume and like trick or treating using this as their like vessel to do so. Like that's maybe what's up is they're like going around trick or treating inside of their hot tub cauldron. They just seem like they're hanging out, sharing all the hot gossip. Trick or bathing. Looks like the mouse is going to drink the smelly liquid from the hot tub when it reaches the cheese. Yeah, this is like dripping onto the cheese. Gross, but perfect. Oh, it needs, this droid needs like the Widow's Peak kind of thing going on. Just drawn on with marker. Okay, I want to have, yeah, the gate return here to help illustrate that they are like floating around trick-or-treating. It's so weird, but I love it. Would there be burning firewood below the bathtub? Maybe. Maybe. Good question. I mean, if they're making it float, they can probably magically or technologically have it heated, but it's just more fun detail to look at, right? So maybe the gates will be more like here. Kind of a little more out of the way so we can see what's going on. But yeah, maybe there'd be a little magical kind of flame to keep it warm. Does that make sense? Not sure that's how you'd want to heat up a wooden hot tub. Like, if you're going old school, I don't know, do you like drop hot rocks in it maybe? I don't know. So like if there's like a slot down here kind of thing. So there could be, you know, like magical means whoops. Didn't mean to turn off all of the layers. Let's get those back. Bases, hello. Not that base, actually. Book base, I choose you. There we go. Alright, back to where we was. Alright. Yeah, it could be just floating on bubbles, right? Would it be like eerie green bubbles? Maybe the entire backdrop is a little more dark and spooky. Right? Maybe something more in that kind of color scheme could be good. Let's do a flipperoo. And mask that off so we have the base. Something like that. Cauldron could dress up as an evil scientist or a janky horse. What's a janky horse? Classic magical potion cauldron, bunch of droids brewing potions, since the trap special effect is related to potions after all. I mean, to be fair, yeah, the base trap is very much that magical cauldron brewing away. We have brewing up a stew. We have a tasty latte. Pumpkin spice, sorry. I screwed that up. That's definitely pumpkin spice, no question there. And then Creature from the Black Lagoon. Yeah, I mean, it could be more like Mad Scientist kind of look to it, is what you might be getting at. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. All right, so let's hide this for now. I actually think this kind of color scheme is not a bad idea for all of them, right? Again, banana droid and chicken droid, powerful stuff. So, you know, it's gonna be tough picking. Just kind of skim through what we got. Okay. All right. Let's try out the evil mad scientist kind of angle. Let's knock that back further. So basically keeping a cauldron but making it less kind of like cottagecore witch. Make it more mad scientist cauldron. Beaker. Brewing, something like that. So we'll have this be maybe like a glass cauldron. Above a Bunsen burner kind of thing. So this is just kind of background dressing, right? We might want like droids doing mad science around it. A creepy horse caravan with a sign saying free candy. Horrifying. Jacob, if droids are robots, how could they touch water? Could they be electrocuted? They are definitely like surprisingly well made and like sealed against kind of static kind of interference with, you know, being dunked in water. They definitely are used to water. I think all their circuits are waterproofed. If they aren't, the next area is going to be quite a problem for them. Quite a problem indeed. Heck, maybe their circuitry requires fluids to run their sealing in a bunch of fluids. Who knows? I don't. Never opened one up. Have like a little symbol on here that's an exclamation mark. Warning. Do not add this to anything excessively reactive. Moments before the cauldron exploded. Oh, if we have a droid standing here, we can do the fun thing with light bending in solid kind of refractive surface where it kind of like is like over here and all smeared and stretched. And the bottom of this would be kind of maybe boiling away or something like that. In the laundry basket, you need a droid with a lever to tilt the basket onto the mice. So it's like they go and eat the cheese and then just get a like basket of dirty laundry dumped on them. Just have like a gross basket of dirty laundry hanging or like tilted on the the top of your door so that when someone walks through it, it drops on them kind of thing. They have a degree in Edisonology. Okay, we have 20 minutes left. Before I take my lunch break, and I'm gonna wrap the stream for that, right? Okay, I guess this droid's looking a little large compared to the other one. Okay, what do we think? Laundry basket with property of Larry on it. It's got only a few costumes. One of them is a hazmat suit, another a cowboy outfit. Just trying to think of other things I've dressed Larry up with. Okay, so Mad Scientist could be good. There's probably a lot that I could do with this. Gotta have like the balded top, but like hair, curly hair on the sides of the head. And wearing a glass, an eyeglass there. A little lab coat. Hmm. Mm. Make the mad scientist droid bigger and give him mini droid servants. Yeah, I think the fun thing will be kind of having like too many ideas and then having kind of like the team get to decide. So like what's fun is I'm just trying to make as many as possible that are all your ideas. And then, you know, the fun is kind of seeing what one we work with. And I mean, this isn't due for quite a while, this assignment. So it could be a case where the next time I stream, I return with the one we actually picked and we actually work on it together and get that ready. So that could be a thing. But yeah. All right. We got like less than 20 minutes left. Let's get some more ideas out here just in case, you know. And then we can kind of like in the last 5 minutes like review the like replay and look at all the ideas we had and just kind of even share like, ooh, I really like this one the most. And yeah, so let's just kind of like get a few more quick ones, see if there's anything that, you know, suddenly is like, whoa, that was so good. All right. So, creepy horse caravan that says free cheese. Horrifying, but good. So like, are we talking like, okay, like let me, I have some different ideas what like a horse caravan might kind of like look like, right? Um, but like to get this right, yeah, okay. I think it's kind of like got that, um, like, cause I'm trying to think of like the classic, you know, iconic look to it a little bit more. Um, maybe a little more like this kind of thing going on. And like, I don't know what one is like, oh, that's the creepy one, right? But I want it to feel very like you found it in the middle of a clearing. What is this? What's it doing here? It's kind of interesting and somewhat, you know, inviting, I guess. But I don't know if we should trust it, Billy. Okay, so now we definitely aren't really keeping much of the the cauldron look. So maybe there is a different idea of how to keep it more like the cauldron. Caramel apple skin. That's a good idea. I like that. I can definitely whip that one up quick. Oh, in the original Cinderella, mice become horses in the pumpkin caravan. Oh, oh, that's a fun concept. Okay, right. Um, so like this is more of like a pumpkin carriage kind of thing going on. It's got like a doorway for the mouse to come be a princess. But actually, they end up becoming the horse. Dun dun dun. I don't want to draw a horse right now. They're actually one of the hardest animals, in my opinion, to draw. So there you go, a horse butt. That could be you, mouse. Beautiful horse. That. You know, something like that. Um, Add some vines around the carriage. Yeah, totally. It's kind of fun because like we're the area stuff that we're doing with the folklore forest is all like fairy tale kind of things. So it's kind of nice to have a little bit extra of that since we're kind of like wrapping up that whole saga. We'll move on to like new kind of themes in the future after the finale's done, but not sure when, the final kind of chapter will, do its thing, but it's, you know, while we're still in fairy tale land, it's kind of fun to maybe do some of that. Have a droid coachman. I'm listening to Terry Pratchett's Discworld series, and right now I'm on Witches Abroad, which literally is a story about uh, the uh, the fairy godmother kind of characters in that universe and like what it means. Not very far into the book yet, but uh, just kind of like working on this piece, I'm like, oh, this is kind of like perfect timing for this right now. It's great. I'm tipping a hat. I'm wearing kind of a fun little ascot or something like that. A proper riding jacket. Right? Granny Weatherwax is such an amazing character. Absolutely legend. She never learned to steer her broom. She just expects the world to like make way for her kind of thing. It's so good. Who put this tree here? All right. Yeah, I mean, the more I get into the universe of Discworld, the more beloved everything is. It's so good. This almost feels more like a what is the law trap called? The slack? Suppose if I don't bar the window, it wouldn't feel quite as like, yes, climb into your new prison. But like this might be better to like use on that law trap, right? Um, the sting trap, right? Is that what it is? But yeah, so fun idea, but I mean, it might be good. It might be good. Let's get like a very, very plump mane coming off there. Don't know if that'll read. Looks like a moose antler. Never mind. Have the cauldron be the box with 100 feet. Ooh, that's so fun. I don't know if it's gonna be like people, will get it, but like I love that. Um, if it's like, ooh, this is an interesting Halloween looking thing, then that's good enough for me. Um, I always picture it like a mimic, right? So it's actually got like teeth and like a tongue and all that. Now I've seen drawings of it, and it's like 100 human feet. It does have to be made of the wood, though. It could be like 100 of the droid feet if we want. Honestly, the luggage might be my favorite character of all. It's just absolutely like obliterates everything it runs into, and I just think that's hilarious. It's so simple like that. I love it though. Not sure if that's gonna read. Jack-o'-lantern with a bear trap mouth. Ooh, creepy. Also like the idea of this thing like running through a stone wall and like leaving the wily coyote kind of like cut out of its shape. So I don't know if like I would want to turn it into the luggage more than the cauldron, and then I think it kind of loses too much to do this a little bit. I think there's better places that we could put that kind of like uh, Easter egg, right? Like we have like treasure maps and stuff, right? Like constantly drawing treasure chests, and then I'm just gonna wait for one that feels Discworld like, and suddenly that treasure chest might have 100 little feet. You know, um, this does have like a good creepy Halloween vibe to it, of course. So that's also good. But yeah, I just think that it's a great idea, and I'm gonna save it for when it's even more perfect. Because again, this is like one of my favorite characters in a book, which is ridiculous because it's just like this insanely like needy, if you will, like must be with its owner to the point of it will absolutely obliterate everything and everyone to get to them. Yeah, but yeah, this sting trap is definitely like if I were to do the sting trap, I would want to do this one for it. I think this is really good. I like this idea a lot. Um, this kind of bit, the like reference is so good, but it would work even better on a trap or treasure chest. Okay, so we are down to like 3 minutes before 1. So, ooh, let's actually like kick back and watch the replay of what we did today. I'm also gonna save this file. All right, good. I had saved the base of it. All right, so we're good. So let's do a time-lapse export, and let's just see all the ideas that we went through. It's not a long kind of replay, but this is one way to kind of re-explore all the ideas. So the pumpkin candy basket's solid, right? I guess the end version of these just kind of flicks away right away. So we'll go back to look at each of them, but it was kind of fun seeing, what we explored together and how each of those got built up. But yeah, so it's a long weekend for us. Most of the team actually took today off, which is why I was streaming today. And yeah, I got a couple of things I want to kind of wrap up after I take lunch, and yeah, I think we have stuff to work with. Is the thing. I think again, like something like this, I love that one a lot. It's one of my favorites. The like trick or treating trio is just so cute to me. We got dirty laundry trap and like spewing kind of gloop at the cheese. Reaper kind of doesn't really work. The genie one's a great idea. I think that one could work pretty well. Exploding cauldron's really cool too. Like that could look really sick. Also, just like Kool-Aid Man cauldron could be fun too. This one's also a favorite of mine. The hot tub kind of trick or treaters is just so ridiculous that I love it. Um, and there's like the thing about like having a bunch of characters dressing up for Halloween is just like we could just make all kinds of fun costumes. Like we could just keep doing this kind of same trap skin and just change out all the costumes each time. This one I think could be really really cool looking too. The a mad scientist kind of setup brewing potions, which I mean that's what you're doing using the trap, so it's perfect. So that one's also a really strong candidate. Again, the coach one I think would be amazing trap skin, but for the sting trap would be better. And then yeah, of course we have the luggage with 100 feet, and again this one I think really really fantastic character to kind of like pay homage to, but I think I want to do that as an actual like chest as opposed to a cauldron. Doesn't quite work. All right, so we are at 1 o'clock, and I do have Larry Link. I gotta share that. This is it doesn't seem like whoa, look at this good stuff that it's so hard to collect. Um, so it's you know only 3 of these little draft derby curds, but maybe that's a sign that you should go get some. Um, so there. Yeah, but I'm gonna be wrapping up right now. I suppose we can just kind of like flick through these so we can kind of like appreciate the detail a little bit more. So this one I want to do later as a treasure chest, probably. Um, this one I think would be a lot of fun for the law trap. This it could be really cool, but like it just doesn't work for the cauldron, right? It's just not cauldrony enough. This one I think is really good. Really, really could have like an amazing looking image with just so much cool light and color and like uh, the composition would be really neat and like the warping kind of like details refracting through the globe there would be fun. Oh, there was like an idea for like a droid carrying like Atlas. I never actually did that one. I like that idea too. So really quickly, just want to kind of like be like, okay, it's Narnia, whatever. We'll do something with that, and then okay. So there's not enough room for poor Atlas here, so actually just kind of like a little bit, sorry, Atlas. The world is a heavy thing. Okay. There's my rendition of Atlas carrying the world. Perfect. Pretty accurate, perhaps, one would say. All right, so we got Atlas there. Let's see what else. Yes. Okay, we got the hot tub droids doing a little trick-or-treating in their magical traveling hot tub, which is just so wild that it's excellent. We have kind of like a cauldron come to life. Maybe the brew gains sentience and just kind of like it's a growing boy, a big growing boy, and it kind of cracked its shell. It's not like a mollusk or snail or whatever where it like keeps giving itself a little more room to grow into. Just a goblet, hanging out. But like could do something with this legitimately, like a nice kind of just really beautiful and elegant and like gilded vampire goblet would be really quite interesting. If there's just like really pretty gold kind of filigree and just making it like beautiful, right? I think that would be really nice. And then also it's just like, oh, that's a goblet of blood. How very Halloween. So I think that'd be neat. I like the idea a lot of. I like the potential. Could do a lot with that, and just have a lot of fun rendering something like that. I do love exploring textures and all that, right? So I think this would be a really interesting one to create. So I'm actually going to put these in a folder, give it that red blood, right? Blood. Oh, oh. And then some gold, just to, when I come back to it, remember what I think would look nice for this. Just like an ultra fancy glass or crystal, rather. It'd be crystal goblet that's fancy and full of blood, and maybe there's like there's a slice of cheese. Just having a nice, tasty, dinner. Um, just an exploding cauldron, like why not? It's kind of fun, like taking that original version and then just being like, oh, it exploded. These are just really fun costumes. And I like Cauldron being a character. Cauldron dressing up and trick-or-treating with its buds. Like, they're a good time. You can hang out with Cauldron. Just a floating Larry helmet. Cool. A cheese fondue skeleton head with, like, cold. This guy, I don't trust him. That's all I'll say. I do not trust this guy. He's definitely up to something. This one could be really cool. The idea of like a table setting, I would have to do so much more to like actually make that work where I think it could be. But like the idea of you're hosting a dinner party and it's all decorated with like cobwebs and you know, uh, you know, poison potion bottles, yeah, stuff like that. Um, the idea of having kind of like this cranium droid thing being worked on with creepy spider legs. Nope. A little droid genie. Good fun. I like them. Got a Reaper, and this one like it could be so cool, but also it's really hard to make the cauldron work for that. There might be a way. Just like have it be a regular cauldron, but holding a scythe. This one's funny to me, but not as funny as the other ones. And then dirty laundry trap. Could have the droid ready to dump it on the mouse. Got like slanted ghost, sad volcano, candy volcano, and just kind of like, you know, plastic trick or treat bucket that has become sentient and is going to gobble up your candy. If you are trick or treating, avoid the sentient candy bowl. It might be very aggressive. So there you go. I would say if I were to pick favorites, anyone have favorites? Probably do all of these. Yeah, you're right, Dallas. We should probably do all of these. You're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It seems like a good idea, a good plan. I mean, it's there are times on the team when that's legitimately like how I approach things. I'm like, well, they're all good, so we should just do all of them, right? Right, guys? uh, oh, that's awesome. I'm glad. Thank you for sharing so many wonderful ideas, Christian. I'm very bad at like involving the audience a lot of the time. So I was kind of like, you know what? I don't want to like start the stream with ideas locked in because what will often happen is I kind of like focus on the drawing and I kind of tune out the chat and it ends up being just like dead quiet in here. And I know you all have fantastic and super fun and wonderful ideas that I really need to kind of like encourage more of sharing that because it's really fun to take those and just try them, even though it's not easy to make it work. Like it's a ridiculous request to like do these things, but it's super fun and I enjoy it. And like I think that this is one of the things that really kind of like gives MouseHunt its unique kind of just special thing, right? Is trying to, give the actual players in the space opportunities to become a part of its creation. And so, like, I cherish you all for coming in here, sharing your ideas, helping shape what we're creating. And I'm really excited to see what we do with this. And I'll talk to the team. I don't know if it's going to end up this way, but I'll talk to the team and be like, okay, let's narrow down. Maybe we kind of like decide what one we like, and maybe the next Feedback Friday art edition, I end up actually illustrating that one, and we can keep working on it. Like having you be involved and kind of like, okay, can we add this as the costume or change that or whatever. So personally, my favorites are the ones that have more characters and costumes as a part of it. They're going to be a lot of fun. Um, and there's more to love potentially, where some of them is just kind of like, I'm not into like the, goopy cauldron man that bursts through brick walls and says, heck yeah. Whereas like if there's a whole bunch of characters and one of them's cute and dressed up as a shark, it's like, I love it because of that character or something. I don't know. I want to make it where it's like a lot of people will enjoy uh, equipping it. But I think ultimately it should be a really good. Like we have a lot of good angles, and so we can narrow it down to something that's gonna be great. But yeah, I think I'll try to maybe next art stream return with this, and we'll see where we can take it. But I can't promise that that's what we're gonna do. Depends on kind of the schedule, where things land, all that. But thank you so much again for hanging out with me. I really appreciated all the input and kind of like back and forth. I am going to try and integrate that more in my streams because, I'm very good at kind of like having a silent chat, and I don't like that as much. So yeah, but yeah, thank you so much for participating. Um, I will not be adding audience initials today because that's more of a kind of like when we're finalizing an image, I can figure out where to hide them. If I do them in the sketch, they're just going to end up getting lost. But next time, if we kind of end up rendering this piece out, then I think we'll be able to do that. So look forward to that. Yeah, and it's not like it's a guarantee every time I'll be like, putting in initials. I like to do it though. So when I can, I'm going to. But all right, well, thank you so much everyone for coming in, hanging out, keep me company, and give me really, really fun ideas to draw. I will see you probably in 2 weeks' time. Should be Dave next week, and lots of interesting game stuff to discuss, I should imagine. Um, Thank you so much. Anyone else who has, some long weekend, do enjoy it as well. I'm looking forward to it myself. But yeah. Oh, thank you. I am thoroughly enjoying the Discworld books. I am listening to them as audiobooks. And I throw them on when I'm drawing a lot of the time and also when I'm crafting stuff because it's just nice to listen to stories when you're working on stuff with your hands. So yeah, they're great. They're wonderful. Even when I like get through them all, I might just re-listen to them again because it's just so much fun learning more about every character and how frequently they like reappear in the different books. Super neat. It's a great, great world. Amazing world building stuff happening in it. But okay, I'm gonna head out. Uh, so I want you all to take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and until next time, happy hunting, everyone, and I will catch you later. Bye for now. See you in probably 2. Okay. Bye.